Welcome to WagerTalk TV. I am Kelly Stewart, joined today by Preston Johnson at Sports Cheetah on Twitter and Brian Leonard at B Leonard Sports on Twitter. Guys, let's talk about probably, well, at least for some people, one of the most exciting games this weekend. Mississippi State catching 24 now at Alabama. Looks like a little bit of sharp money came in. Total 53. I feel like it's like this. Like, if you're going to play Alabama, that's what I said last week. I even took LSU, but I said, listen, if you want to play Alabama, play them in the first half. 9-0 against the spread in the first half of the season. If you have not been following along, you're missing out on basically free money. Brian Leonard, I'll start with you on this matchup in the SEC.
Actually, last week was the first week they actually played the starters in the second half. So if you were paying attention to the game, you can make money in the second half also. When you're handicapping sports, it's very much like the stock market. You want to buy low, sell high. I currently have Alabama as the highest rated team I've ever had in college football. They just had, Marco D'Angelo's here, they just had their legitimizer game last week against LSU. There are a lot of people that I respect that were on LSU in that game, and LSU didn't have a chance offensively. Alabama just played a great game all the way through, dominated. But a week before that, they were off a bye. So they were really going for LSU. That was their big game. Now they've blown away everybody they played. They finally played somebody good in LSU. They blow them away. What are we supposed to do? Alabama line's high. It's higher than what it should be. My line shows, even though I have Alabama such a high number, I'm supposed to play Mississippi State. The Bulldogs have only allowed one team all year to score more than 19 points in the game. Now they're getting 24. Last year they played, they only lost by 7 to Alabama. They're going to come into this game confident. Problem is, this Mississippi State offense is not like it was last year, so they're going to have to hold them defensively. But if Alabama scores 35 in this game, we're going to win. I think Mississippi State will score 13, 14 in this game, and that's all we're going to need.
Yeah, I have to agree with you here. I've been looking to fade Alabama for a long time, and moments like catching 35 at Arkansas where you got a backdoor cover because that second, third string defense was in. If this game is tighter, Nick Saban isn't going to pull those starters, and that worries me that they may pull ahead in the third and fourth quarter. As you mentioned last week, they played 4 quarters essentially, and Tua Tagovailoa, man, this kid is one of the best college quarterbacks I've ever seen. It worries me, even catching 24.
Yeah, it's obviously worrisome. I wouldn't. There's actually a prop. My friend had minus 280 that Tua would take a snap in the fourth quarter. Yes, that he would. Yes, and he was sweating it because it was 22-0 late in the third, and they almost scored another touchdown. He wasn't even sure at 29-0 if he'd play. Luckily, Hurts had surgery that week, and I think they wouldn't have been as quick to go to a backup. I think Jones is the third stringer. But anyways, I like Mississippi State a lot. Brian made some good points defensively. I think in general, real quick, they've been overlooked because they started so poorly, and they had a ton of hype coming into the season. One of my favorite bets last week, I laid 22.5 and 23 against La Tech. A lot of things lined up. The number was actually only like a point low, but I felt like it was a good spot for Mississippi State to finally kind of have this breath of fresh air after playing A&M, LSU, and Auburn and Florida in 4 straight weeks. Defenses that are top 25. Not quite. LSU is like 40th or something, but teams that are ranked to the top 25 in all 4 instances. And they finally had a chance to get their offense some confidence, and they dropped 45. They only gave up 3, and La Tech isn't even bad. They're a perennial contender in the Conference USA. Every season they won 45-3. Look back now at the games. Florida, they gave up 13. Now we're talking about Mississippi State's defense, which, by the way, ranks higher than Bama's in defensive efficiency so far this season and have played a better strength of schedule. So for me, I think of it as second or third best defense in the country. Bama's like 7th. They gave up 13 to Florida. The 1 touchdown was on a trick play. They gave up 9 to Auburn, 3 field goals. They gave up 19 to LSU, no offensive touchdowns for LSU. The defense, there's a pick 6. They only gave up 4 field goals. And then against A&M, they gave up 13. It was just 1 touchdown. So in those and then you had La Tech. 5 games, they've given up 2 touchdowns. And 4 of these teams are top 25 teams. And one of them was a trick play. The other one was against A&M, who was basically Bama's toughest competition. Mississippi State's flying under the radar as a team that's so strong. So 24 is not as good of a number now. There was 26 or 25, 24 and a half. That's the buy point. If you can get the hook on a 24, I think it's worth a bet. At 24, it's not worth as much. But I really like Mississippi State. I think the spot obviously lines up great for Alabama too. It's baked into the line anyways, but I think ultimately it should be closer to 21.5, 22. And then ultimately, I still think I'm kind of being too cautious with how good Mississippi State's defense and really how good their offense actually is despite the slow start. So, yeah, I like the Bulldogs.
All right, good stuff from both guys. WagerTalk Text Club, it's 100% free. Just text WagerTalk to 33222 to get a $10 coupon for signing up. Plus, you get free picks and other special offers from us at WagerTalk.